Hello everyone, this is John Jenkins here, making another video. So anyway, first of all, first of all, just to update you on this. So first of all, I I finished hiring my first freelancer yesterday. So this should be uh, on Monday. This video should be made on Monday, the uh, the 8th, Monday, June the 8th of 2026. So I finished hiring my first freelancer yesterday. I paid him yesterday. I think it's a he. It's got the account has a man's name and a man's photograph. So I think it's a he. So it could be a woman. It could be anybody. So, but anyway, I finished hiring my first freelancer yesterday. I paid him yesterday. I paid him to make a digital product for me. Um, basically that happened yesterday. So that's done yesterday. So I'll probably hire him again to make another game. I'm not sure. So anyway, uh, I was banned from Kickstarter and Newgrounds. Kickstarter and Newgrounds. So basically, what happened was, I was banned from Kickstarter first. So what happened was that I lost my original login for Kickstarter. I lost my old basically what happened was I lost my original email. I lost my original email, so I wasn't able to go through the million different like two-factor authentication. Like they would not update to my current phone number. They would not update my two-factor authentication to my current phone number. They would not give me access to my original email. So because I lost the original email, I lost access to my original Kickstarter account. I got a new email. I got a new Kickstarter account, and then basically what they said, I was gonna release, the same type of Kickstarter that I always release, and basically they said that basically to make a long story short, they said that number one, if you're not asking for $1 million for a Kickstarter, then you're a scam artist. And number two, they were saying if you don't spend $1 million on your Kickstarter, then you're a scam artist. Uh, so basically they said that based on the fact that I was not asking for $1 million, and based on the fact that I did not spend $1 million on my Kickstarter, I was probably a scam artist. That's basically what they said. And you know uh, so that was totally my fault. I take full responsibility for that. But Yeah, that was totally my fault. But yeah, I did do some research. So Google says that Kickstarter is in record profits, but so Google says that Kickstarter is in record profits, but the actual statistic they quote is revenue, not profits. So you're not going to find any mention on Google as to whether or not Kickstarter is actually profitable. They'll just say that Kickstarter has more revenue. These are not the same thing. So it did say that it did say that the way that Kickstarter increases revenue is by requiring people to basically Kickstarter increases revenue by requiring people to already be rich in order to start a Kickstarter. So unless you're already rich, unless you already have all the followers, unless you're able to spend $1 million on your Kickstarter, then they're not going to let you make a Kickstarter. And basically they said that was how Kickstarter was able to increase their revenue. So it's not just me. If you're a person like if you're a person who's on SSI, for example, or if you're a person who's retired or on SSI, or disabled, or a minority in any sense, or you simply not already rich, already popular, then if this can happen to anybody who's not uh, at that level. So if you're disabled, if you're not on TV every day, if you can't afford to spend $1 million on a Kickstarter, then they're most likely gonna lock you out of Kickstarter. Uh, so that's the first thing. So, and like I said, I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't risk it if you're on SSI because, like I said, I mean, Kickstarter saying they want you to ask for like $1 million per Kickstarter, and if you're on SSI and they have a $2,000 lifetime cap on your earnings. If you're on SSI and they find out that you're asking for $1 million on Kickstarter, they might incarcerate you for being a welfare cheat. So yeah, so I wouldn't risk it if you're on SSI or if you're disabled. So that's the first thing. So I was banned on Newgrounds. So basically, what happened was I submitted I submitted two animations. I submitted two animations to Newgrounds, and I submitted one song to Newgrounds, and I submitted uh, four games. Four games. Two of the games were Flash games, and two of the games were Unity games. And what happened was my first three Unity games, each game got a higher score than the last. Each game, the first three games was a higher score, going from basically a 2 out of 10, going basically from 4 out of 10 to like 8 out of 10, 4 out of 10 to like 7.5 out of 10 was my first uh, four games, my first three games, and then the fourth game became my lowest scoring Newgrounds piece of all time, and then I tried to upload. I tried to upload three more times, and all three times I was blocked. So obviously this is Newgrounds. So there's no accountability. There's no accountability. There's no reasons. There's no reliability. So they just take your stuff down. They don't explain anything. There's no accountability. There's no reasons. They just take your stuff down. They don't explain whether or not you're banned. They don't explain whether or not people just didn't like your work. And so there could be a million different reasons why I was not able to upload to Newgrounds. So I was basically banned from Kickstarter and Newgrounds. But so on Kickstarter, I made on my first Kickstarter account, I had made 19 Kickstarters in 10 years, and 8 of them were successful, which means that I had basically a 42% success rate on Kickstarter. And like I said, the only reason why, obviously, obviously I'm a poor minority who was also disabled, so I'm not gonna get $1 million per Kickstarter automatically. The only reason I was able to get those 8 successful Kickstarters is because I'm independently wealthy. I'm 100% self-funded. I don't need Kickstarter's money. I'm not gonna starve to death tomorrow if I don't win a Kickstarter. So the only way I got those 8 successful Kickstarters because I don't need Kickstarter's money. So I can ask for less money. I don't have to ask for $1 million per Kickstarter. So like I said, that was how I got my 42% success rate on Kickstarter. Most people never have a single successful Kickstarter, but I had 8 successful Kickstarters, and so like I said, I wouldn't advise going back to Kickstarter if you're disabled, because you could get labeled a welfare cheat if you're asking for $1 million for a Kickstarter. And I probably should find a new place to upload my games because I don't know. I mean, it you know having a website with absolutely zero accountability, where it's sort of like this little cliquish thing with zero accountability, and if you're part of the in group, they'll let you upload. That sort of thing worked in the early 2000s and late 90s when Newgrounds was actually popular, but it's not gonna work in modern day. So I need to find some place where there's actually at least if there's actually some sort of clear identifiable rules, and there's some sort of actual process to actually learn what the rules are, and what rules you've broken, and there's actually somebody who's actually accountable, uh, an actual adult who's accountable. So I need to find a different website to upload my games. I'm not sure if I'll have to upload only Unity or upload only Unreal Engine, but I'll see what I can do about that. So thanks everyone. Have a great day and goodbye.